In the world of dark magic, there are serious consequences when a spell or a curse backfires because it goes back to you. It goes back to the sender. It goes back to the person who sent it, or it hits the wrong person because you are dealing with negative cosmic energies. My name is Catherine, for those of you who are here for the first time, and I tell true stories. Now, remember 10 months ago, if you look at this video, I will put it also, I will pin it in the comments, the video about African witchcraft collides with Christianity, when African witchcraft collided with Christianity. This was a true story of a lady called Philomena, whose stepsisters were so jealous of her and they turned against her through witchcraft, and the witchcraft backfired. And exactly the negative effects of a backfired spell happened to at least one of the sisters, two at least, that I know. The rest, I am not so in contact with them, so I really don't know what might have happened to them, but for sure they had their share. Just a brief summary of what happened. These stepsisters had gone to a remembrance ceremony of their father who had died some years ago, and after that they carried out some rituals in the absence of Philomena, who is their stepsister, to go against her. And on top of that, they had laid a skull of witchcraft on the grave of their grandfather. Not of their grandfather, of their father. But he rejected it. So you can see how spiritual world is. A guy is dead, but he rejected the skull. And the whole place was a mess after they tampered with Christian items. They involved Christian items in their witchcraft paraphernalia. And there was a hurricane Katrina kind of came and blew out the whole place. Something made it look like a hurricane, rather, blew up the whole place, and the skull that they had put on their father's graveyard as to embrace their witchcraft was blown off. It's like he said, I don't need your witchcraft. And it was also blown off in the process of their rituals. For more of the story, you can check out that video that I will pin in the comments sections and above. So this is the aftermath of the witchcraft rituals that had backfired. The aftermath, normally people can get sick. The people who try to throw the curse or the spell can fall sick. Mentally, physical pain. They begin having downfalls, bad luck, all these things that they intended the person that they were trying to cast the spell on gets back to them. And why is this? These spells backfire because they're being directed to the wrong person. Either the person is well protected by a more spiritual power, which I believe is God, or a negative power also like their own. Like they say, the negative repel. So if they're throwing a curse or a spell towards another witch, they might collide. If they're throwing a spell to another strong Christian, pew, they will repel and return to the sender. So this is what happened afterwards. One of her sisters, of Philomena, was taken to hospital ill. As I said, immediately after that, she was running around asking for a small calf to rape. I need a small calf. I need a calf to rape. A calf to rape. This is a cow, in case you're mistaken, not the name of a person. It is a small cow. More those ones. She wanted one to rape, and she was running around naked. Was hospitalized for a few months, and she had mentally gone. She had gone berserk. Generally, she was bananas. And Philomena, as a good Christian, will go to hospital to visit her. But the moment she will see Philomena, she will scream. Philomena is a woman she had tried to bewitch. She will scream and say, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Somebody help me! A demon is coming for me! Help me!" And so Philomena was not allowed to see her by the nurses because she was so scared anytime she would see Philomena. Either she was still in shock of the kind of powers that Philomena had that she could not understand, because probably the witch doctor that she had consulted had never failed. And here is her own sister that backfired. The witchcraft backfired, and she was just scared of her own sister now. She was mentally gone. She was speaking to herself, you know, talking of who will go to heaven, who will go to hell. She was communicating with the ancestors now. You know, you're in the hospital bed, and the few visitors you have allowed to see you, you are telling them what the ancestors are telling you. Now, my ancestors say everybody in this family will go to hell apart from this particular guy. The ancestors are telling me, Matthew, you're in a hospital bed on a drip. You don't want to see your sister because you're so shocked or you've gone mentally berserk, and you're communicating with the ancestors. So you think. Secondly, you begin to have downfalls when you throw a curse that fails and backfires to you. She lost her very prestigious job because she was very hardworking. She was not fired, but she was laid off because of mental instability. And that's how she lost her prestigious job. And so did her sister. Her sister also, who was involved in the witchcraft, also lost her prestigious job. Months afterwards, after she was discharged from hospital, she stayed in hospital for quite a long time. After that, she tried to sacrifice her son. But she couldn't make up her mind because now she was doubting between the power of witchcraft and the power of God. So she had joined a cult that had asked her to sacrifice her most beloved son. The most beloved son escaped a very fatal accident without a scratch because she had offered to sacrifice him, but she had not made up her mind completely because of the confusion that that incidence of witchcraft had caused to her. So her son came out of a wreck that no one will expect that anyone can come out alive. I tell you, this world is spiritual. This world is spiritual. But believe it or not, now the lady has converted. And she is a very strong Christian. She no longer involves herself in these things of witchcraft completely. She has reformed. And now they're the best of friends with Philomena, her stepsister. They're always there for each other whenever things happen or whenever things don't happen. Because now she believes that the power of God is stronger than the power of witches. Who? Why? Because it's God who created these witches. He did not create them as witches, but He created them as human beings who decided to be witches. So He is more powerful than them. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. See you in my next video. Ciao, and thanks to the new subscribers. Ciao.